I, 29F, am not sure what to do about this sex move my husband, 33M, is trying to do. Has anyone else done this? I am 29F and my husband is 33M. So my husband and I have been together for 7 years. Our sex life is also amazing. We are intimate 4 to 6 times a week and it's always a good time, LOL. He is very giving in the bedroom, LOL. He says he really enjoys giving oral and he proves this by spending quite a lot of time down there. He will keep going until I climax at minimum 3x, but typically more than that, LOL. My main point is it's obvious that I am completely satisfied every time. For a little more context, my husband, like most other men, in my experience anyway, enjoys being the recipient of anal play. I have absolutely no problem with this. I enjoy it and I love that he is enjoying it. The anal play started with oral copulation, then adding a finger sometimes. All totally fine and straightforward, LOL. Now here's the part I'm struggling with. So it started off one night with us spooning, and me being the big spoon, I'm holding him from behind. I'm kissing his neck and back and rubbing his body to get things going. As he's getting aroused, he started slightly grinding his rear into my pelvis area. It was almost simulating anal, but with no penetration. This position started to become a regular thing. He would either make it evident that he wanted to initiate sex this way, or he would put himself in this position in the middle of sex. I thought maybe he was just trying to switch to this position in the middle because he was trying to delay himself from climaxing. But after a few sessions, this position started to evolve, and that's when I really started to get confused. I was giving him oral, and when he started to get close to climax, he started to pull me up to what I thought was going to be the typical me on top position, but instead, he had spread his legs out and he used his hands on my hips to position me in a way where I was pressed right on his anus. To give a clearer picture, it were as if we were in missionary, but I was in the man's position and he was on his back, so in what would be the woman's position, but I was pressed against him in a way where my pelvis/stomach area was pressed up on his penis and my vulva was pressed on his anus. Then he started moving my hips just a bit, so I started doing what I thought he wanted me to do. I started grinding on him. Again, for a clearer picture, I was doing the motions I would do if I had been preforming anal on him with a strap on. Clearly I had done the right thing because he came shortly thereafter. We had done this position frequently over the course of a month or so. It seemed as if he was into trying out pegging, so after having sex where we did this position, I asked him if he would be into trying out toys. I wasn't specific about what kind of toys because I didn't want to make him feel weird or self-conscious. We've used toys like vibrators and cock rings before, so my thought was he would know what I was trying to get at. Anyway, like I said, I asked him if he would be into trying toys and his response was, "Yeah, on you." Based on his answer, I assumed that he was picking up what I was putting down and not interested. So, I kind of just left it there. The position just recently became more advanced and now I'm really confused, LOL. We were in the process of switch positions during intercourse and he was lying on his back close to the edge of the bed with his legs propped up and I was standing up on the floor next to the edge of the bed between his legs. Then I bent over and started giving him oral. After a couple minutes, he started to pull me up on top of him. Or that's what I thought when he lifted me as if to give me the signal to switch it up. Elle stood up and was about to mount him. Then he grabs my hips and scoots so his butt was right on the edge of the bed. Then he started moving my hips to hump him basically. We were in a position and preforming the motions where again, it was as if I had a strap on and was pegging him. Now to get to the actual question, LOL. There is no doubt in my mind that I was doing exactly what he was going for and that he was enjoying it. But I felt ridiculous. I felt so silly to be pounding him without anything to pound him with. I was basically pretend pegging him. I know he liked it. It was obvious, but I'm confused. I'm just slamming myself on his butthole. All signs point to pegging, but he has not directly asked for it and, at least I think, alluded to not wanting to use a toy for pegging. I'm afraid to outright ask him if he wants to try real pegging with a strap on because I don't want him to get embarrassed or ashamed and then stop doing this thing that clearly turns him on. But I also feel so weird dry humping his butt. I'm also worried that when I'm pretend pegging him, I'm not actually doing what he wants, but he's just going along with it because he thinks that's what I want or he doesn't want to embarrass me. I don't think that thought is very likely based on his reactions, but it's just that the pretend pegging doesn't make sense, so that's where my brain automatically goes. Are any other guys here into pretend pegging and not real pegging, or does anyone have a partner who's into that? Do you think my husband does want to try it, but he's just nervous to admit it? Do you think I'm misunderstanding his case completely? Do you think I'm a jerk because I feel awkward and a bit turned off by the pretend pegging even though he is always ensuring I'm getting off every time?